What's going on YouTube? One of the questions we get a lot from our clients is, what do you do if you have tight calves? Or oftentimes, it might not be the calves, they're suffering from shin splints. Typically our runners are guilty of this. And I think the biggest thing, one, making sure you have proper ankle mobility. You're going through and actually stretching the calves, taking them through the proper drills, giving them the time they need, but also making sure the tissue quality is in check. So one of the greatest ways is to actually foam roll the calves. Now, most of you have probably rolled your calves before, or maybe you haven't, and you don't even know that there is pain inside them. The way that we're going to do it is not what you guys are probably used to. I'm going to show you two different options here, and here's how we typically roll the calves. We start out, grab yourself a foam roller, typically one that has decent density is fine. We're going to start just by putting the roller on probably like about where your Achilles is or right above your shoe line. You're going to simply take that leg, we're going to cross the top leg over just to get a little bit of added weight so we can actually dig into it. Instead of rolling the traditional kind of front to back pattern, we're just going to have you guys wiggle from side to side here. Just try to dig into where the Achilles is. Now, for a lot of you guys this low, you won't feel much. Now think of this as we roll through it, almost like steps of a ladder. So step 1, step 2, step 3, and essentially step 4, which would be right before like the knee insert. So all we're going to do is just wiggle back and forth, maybe give it a few passes. If you don't find anything, simply scoot your butt forward, move it up to kind of like that level 2 of the ladder, and now dig into it. For some of you, if there's a little bit of pain or restriction, you might feel it here. Even for me, I can kind of dig in. You can feel the muscles actually kind of split as you rip through it. Then we'll go up to level 3, kind of like the meat of your calf, if you will. Now when you guys dig into it, especially if this top leg is on here, digging the weight into it, you're really going to kind of feel, whew, even for me, some tight and trouble spots. Kind of dig in there. If you find something hot, spend the time there as needed, slow it down, or you can kind of floss back and forth between it. And then the last level is that level 4. Again, some of you guys will have some here. Mine typically towards the outside of the calf. Again, you kind of just roll internal, external, whatever you guys can find. And again, it's whatever works for you. You go repeat the pattern on the way down. So going back to like the level 3. And again, you can kind of floss through this at your own pattern and your own pace. That's my favorite way to roll the calves, because I really do think you kind of dig in and find a bunch of spots you don't typically find by doing just the traditional kind of front to back pattern. You can still do that. I like to go singles for this. And again, you guys can kind of rotate the foot internally, externally to find what's tight for you. Again, even for a lot of you, this will do the trick. But again, I do like the leg cross over the top to really dig in. But again, depending on if you guys have not or done this before, typically you're going to find some things. And again, if you have shin splints, more often than not, it's because the calves are tight. Either A, because we haven't been stretching them or taking them through the proper mobility drills, or because the tissue quality itself and the scar tissue and the fascia becomes kind of damaged. The other real quick option for some of you guys to try is if we go over the fronts here. Now, you can do both at the same time if you want, basically just rolling kind of the fronts of the shins. What I like to do, kind of take the hands in front and let your body weight kind of sit back almost onto your feet if you guys have the mobility to do it, to dig into it. If you don't feel any restriction or pain here, that's awesome. Now, the other option I do like is to go single. So I go one at a time. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to insert right under where my knee attaches. This off foot and off hand are kind of here. And again, now I can really dig in and sit my entire body weight, which is a lot, onto the calf. Even for me, I can feel it kind of open up and dig in a little bit here. It actually feels relatively good compared to rolling the calves on the backside, because those are so tight and so tender. But again, this will go a long way, you guys, increasing that blood flow, hoping to get everything kind of flowing and healing a lot faster than it would on its own. So give this a try. Maybe spend 2 to 3 minutes per calf. Again, if you notice one has restriction or pain, spend more time there as needed. I promise if you guys do this with proper mobility, your calves should be pain-free in no time. Any other questions, hit us up. We'll be back with another video to help you guys shortly.